So, so where do you start from? Okay, William Munene started with you the last time. So, Lucy Waweru, what do you think the conversation was all about? Okay, Karen Tumwa.
I think, okay. Couple, then maybe the lady wanted items, so she wanted milk and bread, and she said the milk and bread is for breakfast. Then the man asked if there was something else. Then she told him she told him to bring butter as well. I think that's
Felix Rabomo.
Yes, yeah. The conversation is about buying items. The lady wanted milk, just like Karen has said, and bread. And later on, she added that maybe she can come up with the butter and the beer as well. The guy suggests, I don't know, I think he suggested we can come with the beer. Yeah.
Okay, vielen Dank. Grace?
Yeah, okay. It's the same. The lady wanted something from the shop. That is milk, bread. I had rice. I don't know.
Okay.
It is a corner or something.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't change the context of the conversation.
But that's what
yeah, you can hear vice, rise, all these things. Yes, but as long as it doesn't change the context of the conversation. Okay, James Mwangi.
So they are talking about shopping. And I think there's a shopping list. There's milk, bread, and the other one I've forgotten. I can't remember what Frushtuk is. I know, but I can't really place it. But they are talking about adding it on the shopping when they're doing the shopping. Yeah.
Okay, so then Lucy Waweru. Okay, we have Lucy Waweru and Lucy Wawera. So Lucy Waweru. Okay, Boris Tuka. If you're ready.
Yes. Yeah. I think the man was asking, the lady requested bread and milk, and then he asked about coffee. Yeah, I think I want coffee, and then she said, I think no. Yeah, that's why I understand from there.
Okay, ja, vielen Dank. So, what and Willy Munene?
At the beginning, they were talking about shopping. So milk and bread for the following morning breakfast. At the end, I heard them talking about flash, a bottle. I didn't get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then so it's Lucy Waweru with us still. Okay, if Lucy Waweri is not with us, then yeah, so gratulation. So congratulations to all of us. For this one, our ears were well tuned. Yeah, it's about shopping. So the man, it's a couple. So the guy has called home and is asking the wife, okay, I'm on my way from work. I'm coming home. Do you need anything? Or should I buy anything on my way home? Yeah, and then that's when the lady is going through the list of what's there, what's not there, and the guy asking, okay, do we have this? And the lady tells him, give me a minute, I check. So the whole conversation is about shopping. So once you know what the topic of the conversation is, then that's basically like you've made like 5 steps out of 10 steps. That is just a fast thing. Okay, that is just fast thing. But if any of you likes to watch athletics or loves athletics, you know, especially 100 meters, it's usually the first step that basically sets you off. Yeah, so getting to know what the topic is all about is, gives you a leap ahead of the others, but not just ahead of the others, but also gives you a relief, makes you relaxed, so that you know that, okay, this topic is about, it's about shopping. So the guy is asking, okay, this and vacuum milk, this broad, this flashy beer. Yeah, so even if you don't understand the other words, so the next step is understanding what is happening in this conversation, which is about shopping. So then that's where you need to bring in your verbs for shopping. Yeah, so I'll replay it again with the words, with the text written down, and then we'll see whether what we had was correct or what we had was something else that was in our head. So here, hey, fahre jetzt nach Hause. I mean, here he doesn't say ich fahre jetzt nach Hause. He just says, ja, fahre jetzt nach Hause. Okay.
Hey, fahre jetzt nach Hause.
Okay, könntest du etwas auf dem Weg nach Hause kaufen?
So, könntest du etwas auf dem Weg nach Hause kaufen? So the lady is just saying, yeah, could you pass by somewhere and get us some stuff? Some stuff home. Okay, so here is auf dem Weg nach Hause. So this is a phrase that you also need to, that you may want to write down. Auf dem Weg nach Hause. That means on your way home. So sometimes you can also say, ich bin unterwegs. I'm on my way. Okay. Ich bin unterwegs means I am on my way. Dann, ja klar, was soll ich mitbringen?
Da, was soll ich mitbringen?
Wir brauchen etwas Milch und Brot für das
So, morgige Frühstück. Here we have Frühstück, breakfast. Morgige Frühstück is tomorrow's breakfast. Morgige comes from the word morgen, which is tomorrow. So morgige Frühstück, that's tomorrow's breakfast. So normally here etwas, so wir brauchen etwas Milch und Brot. Ich brauche etwas zum Essen. So ich brauche etwas zum Essen. I need something to eat. Okay.
Frühstück.
Milch und Brot, verstanden. Wie viele Packungen Milch?
So it's
Eine reicht.
details.
Okay, sonst noch was?
Into detail of how many packets of milk. The lady says, eine reicht. So here, eine reicht. Yeah, one is enough. Okay, then sonst noch was? Yeah, here you can also say sonst noch etwas. Okay, sonst noch etwas. But this is just a typical German conversation. So sonst noch was? So anything else.
Eine Sekunde. Lass mich nachsehen,
So
ob wir noch
here, lass mich nachsehen. Okay, if you could be able to write that or just do a screenshot, especially the last mich nachsehen, which would mean, yeah, let me check. So just give me a minute, let me check. So eine Sekunde, lass mich nachsehen. So lass mich nachsehen, ob wir noch Butter haben. Ja, hier jetzt lassen. Okay, so lass mich nachsehen. So lass mich nachsehen, ob wir noch Butter haben. So let me check if we still have butter.
Butter haben. Okay, wir haben welche.
So here, wir haben welche. Yeah, wir haben welche. We have some. So these are just typical phrases that you can just quickly use. So you can still do a screenshot here and just remember some of these phrases. Okay, we haven't welche. And just to help you improve your language, your German language speaking.
In Ordnung. Haben
So
wir noch
in
Bier
Ordnung,
übrig?
in Ordnung. Haben wir noch Bier übrig? So that's, it doesn't have to be like beer, it can be Brot, it can be Fleisch. So haben wir noch Fleisch übrig? Do we have any left? So here, this point übrig is something left. Okay, so that's also a typical phrase. We are learning new words, okay? And
Ja, wir haben immer noch eine Flasche hier.
Okay, also brauchen wir jetzt keine zu kaufen.
Richtig.
so
Ich denke, es passt schon. Danke.
Yeah, that was a typical phrase. I think we're good, yeah. Ich denke, es passt schon. Or you can just say, yeah, es passt schon. Or you can say, yeah, das passt. Okay, so the main word here is past. Okay, so you can either say es passt, das passt, es passt schon, yeah. Okay.
Wir werden.
Okay, yeah, so now we've understood how the listening comprehension is to be, and we've gone through two conversations, two dialogues, basically, two dialogues in German. So the most important thing is to identify what the conversation is all about, what the dialogue is all about, what are they talking about. That's the first step. And then the second step is to identify the words that you can hear, that you know. Okay. That is just the next thing. So as long as you know what they're talking about, what the topic or what the theme of what they're talking about is, then you can start listening to the different types of what they're using, and then the phrases that they're using. Okay, yeah, done. Yeah, so that's we'll be doing these listening comprehensions nearly every day. Yeah, they're usually just like around 10 seconds or 20 seconds, yeah, maximum 10 seconds each. Yeah, so we'll be going through this every day so that we also get to train our ear to listen. Okay, train our ear to listen to how native Germans speak, because this is important in your Hörverständnis. Okay. Okay, Felix Rabongo, was passiert? Felix Rabongo cannot hear. Can anyone else? Okay.
On my side, it's okay.
Okay, on your side, okay. So Felix Rabongo, you could check with your settings if something has changed. Because Lucy Oera can hear me. Okay, Maurice Tuka got disconnected. He's just rejoined. James Mwangi can hear. Yeah, so Felix, Felix, just check with your settings, and then you just let me know, because I'm not changing anything. Okay, so okay, so here. So yeah, so you'd say ich kann dich hören. Ich kann dich hören. Okay, vielen Dank. Okay, so there's and I'd like us to go through something, which is basically the prepositions that take the dative and then the vexed preposition, prepositionen, in the next few minutes. Okay, so just give me a minute. I do that. So Felix Rabongo, once you're with us, just let us know. Did you all do dative in R1? Think we did that. Okay. So
Yes.
okay, yes, okay, vielen Dank. Okay, so here we have a preposition with dative. We have mit, an, außer, seit, ab, bei, nach, von, zu, gegenüber. So these are prepositions that normally take the dative case. Also ja, diese Präpositionen kommen mit Dativ oder braucht Dativ immer. Okay, und and okay, so what I would like us to do is to take a screenshot of this, the preposition with dative, and then tomorrow the first thing we will do, one of the first things that we'll do is make sentences with these prepositions. Okay, so just take a screenshot of these prepositions, and then tomorrow during the day, make you don't have to just choose 3. Okay, so just choose 3 prepositions and then construct a sentence with each. So from each person, 3 sentences, 3 different sentences. So if you choose meet, pick another one like an, pick another one like seit. Okay, and with meet, make a sentence with meet, make a sentence with an, you make a sentence with seit. Okay, so so here we have diese Präpositionen mit Dativ. Yesterday we covered Präpositionen mit Akkusativ, die immer braucht Akkusativ. Und so diese Präpositionen hier braucht Dativ. Die sind immer mit Dativ. Okay. So whenever you use mit, you need a dative. Your sentence, you need a dative object. Whenever you use an, you need a dative object. Okay. So since you already covered preposition and dative in A1, so yeah, this is just part of the revision. So please please construct the sentences, 3 sentences, pick 3 prepositions, and construct a sentence with each preposition in each of the 3 prepositions that you've picked, and we'll go over this tomorrow. One of the first things that we will do. Okay, done. Yeah, Karen.
The third one looks strange to me.
Sorry, can't hear you. Sorry, can't hear you well.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
The third word after an looks a bit strange to me. Yeah, I'm just wondering, is that supposed to be a beta sign, or is it supposed to be B? Or is it supposed to be a B?
Okay. Did you learn? Okay. Have you come across? Has anyone come across this letter in German? The estet.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an estet. Yeah, that's basically an estet.
That one is aus. Okay.
Yeah, it's außer. Okay. Or you can still write it as außer. Okay. Okay, it's because the handwritten estet normally looks different from the computer typed estet. Yeah. So who can tell us what outside means?
From Mr. Google, it means apart from.
Okay. Is it possible that I advise us against using Mr. Google?
It's a new word.
The new word. Yeah, but yeah, also try not to use Mr. Google. Mr. Google is one of the worst translators I've ever come across. So anyone else?
Except
yeah, I mean, the first thing these days is to go to Mr. Google, but yeah, if you want to learn the standard Deutsch, the Hochdeutsch, yeah, there's a dictionary called leo.com. No, sorry, leo.org. Leo. Let me just write that. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a leo.org. Yeah. That's basically that's the dictionary that I would ask all of us to use, not Mr. Google. Yeah, bitte.
What if you need to translate a sentence Because at times when you come across some sentences which you can't figure out the meaning. So now how do you go about that?
Yeah, okay. So how you go about that is not use Mr. Google. Okay, so in a sentence that you don't understand, I'm sure that there are some words that you would understand in the sentence. So if you don't understand the sentence, look for the verb. Okay, look for the verbs. I know we know how to identify the verbs in a sentence. As long as you know who the subject is, then look for the verb and then search for that verb on leo.org. And then now you know what the verb is referring to. And usually the verb will give you a clue of what the sentence is all about, even if you don't understand it, like 80% of the words. But as long as you've understood the verb, I know sometimes for you to get the verb, then you also need to check, okay, is the verb in the present tense? Is the verb a trend verb? So these are just some of the things that you also need to check out when you want to know the meaning of a word, when you're looking for the meaning of a word. But I would advise against going Google. It's the worst translator I've ever come across. One other website I would give you is this. Let me just. Okay, I need to stop sharing first, and then so that I can be able to get the website. So the other okay, show me that. So the other website where you can search for the meaning of a sentence. Just give me a minute. So I've put that on the chat. Okay. Is that it? It's on the chat. Yeah, and also here. So the second will give you different cases on how that sentence is used. And it should give you the meanings of the different words also within the same. So for example, if you're looking for outside dish, and you didn't know the word outside and you didn't know the word dish, but if you search for it, that phrase, because if you search for that phrase in leo.org is just a dictionary. It will give you the meanings of outside and then it will give you the meanings of dish. And then, but if you search for outside dish on this website, on the second website, then it will give you examples of how this has been used in German and in English, translated in English also. So you can just check it out and just search for a phrase. You can also search for a word on the second website. Yeah. So, but I would encourage us not to think of a dictionary first, but try and understand the entire meaning of a paragraph. Understand what's happening. Okay, understand what is happening before you quickly jump to a dictionary. I know it's something that it's hard to change because that is basically how we learned in our education system. But let's try change that. Okay, let's try change that. First, understand what's happening, and then after that, read it again, and then underline the words that you don't understand clearly, and then search for these words later in the dictionary. And also sometimes just searching for a specific word in a dictionary within a sentence, it may it will give you, like, I don't know, it has five different meanings. And then you're completely lost. But if you search that phrase, that specific phrase, on the second website, then it will give you a similar explanation or a similar meaning, a meaning similar to how it's been used in that sentence, which Mr. Google does not. Mr. Google does correct translation because Mr. Google is not optimized for semantics. Mr. Google doesn't understand semantics. It only understands single words. But single words have different meanings when you use them in a sentence. The sentence can mean completely something different. So that's why I would encourage you not to go to Mr. Google. Yeah, because as a learner, as a beginner, Mr. Google will misdirect you. Yeah. So also means besides. Okay. So what did Mr. Google say also means? Was that Lucy who mentioned Mr. Google, or was that Karen?
Apart from.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Apart from, but now does Mr. Google tell you that Hausa is plus static? So for example, if you're searching apart from, okay, just search apart from on Google. And let it give you the German. So what does it give in German?
I didn't understand your question.
Okay, so instead of searching Hausa to English, search apart from and change it. And you want apart from, and you want the word in German.
Oh.
Yeah. What does it give you? Okay, so let's wait for the answer. Let's move on to the next. So here prepositionen mit Dativ oder Akkusativ oder Wechselprepositionen. Ja, ja bitte.
It gives the same außer
Mhm,
and then abgesonder
mhm.
and ausgenommen. 3 words.
Okay. Mhm. Yeah, so it gives you 3 words, which then would mean that you need to search for one of these other words. Because if you're writing, then which word do you know how to use? And then when it gives you außer, it doesn't tell you that außer needs a dative case. So then even if you're going to write your sentence, then yes, you'll have your sentence written correctly, but grammatically incorrect because you'll be missing the dative case. Yes, Felix?
I have another app for translation, and it shows außer. It means besides, as well as apart from, except. But they're trying to explain that as except, it's used as a conjunction, but in a preposition, it means besides, and out of, and beyond,
Yeah.
aside from. Yeah, and as an adverb, you can use outside to mean without or short of.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I mean, outside here, when you're talking about preposition, of course, outside you can use this as an adverb, like outside them. You can also use this as a conjunction, which would mean but, or yeah. So as long as you have the app which shows you clearly that if you use it as a preposition, then you need a dative. But you can also use it as a conjunction. You can also use it as an adverb. Then that's quite helpful because it's helping you get to know that this is not only a preposition which means this word only, but then this is how else it can be used. Okay, yeah, maybe Felix, you can share with us the name of that app on the chat, so that also if others are interested, then yeah, they can be able to have a look at it. Okay, so so Wechselpräpositionen, wir haben an, auf, hinter, in, neben, über, unter, vor, zwischen. So, so here what's so what's happening here is that the Wechselpräpositionen, as we mentioned yesterday, this can either take the dative or the accusative. Okay. So the and can either take an accusative or it can take the dative case. So it just depends on the object. Is it in a is it relating to the subject directly, or is it relating to the subject indirectly? And that is what we normally call the Wechselpräpositionen. So ja, so einige Präpositionen kommen manchmal mit dem Dativ und manchmal mit dem Akkusativ vor. Und so die wichtigsten, okay, diese hier sind die wichtigsten Wechselpräpositionen: an, auf, hinter, in, neben, über, unter, vor, zwischen. Und hinter hier ist, was ist hinter? Auf Englisch, das ist behind, neben, next oder next to, über, above, unter, below, vor ist in front, zwischen, in between, an is on, an and auf also means on, auf also means on, in means inside. inside something. So these are the most important Wechsel Präpositionen. Und was ist der Unterschied? Es gibt immer Bewegung. Okay? Bewegung. Wenn es keine Bewegung von Punkt A bis Punkt B, dann diese Präpositionen braucht Dativ. Und wenn es gibt eine Bewegung vom Punkt A bis Punkt B, dann das ist das, diese Präpositionen braucht Dativ. Tut mir leid, Akkusativ. Ohne Bewegung, Dativ. Es gibt Bewegung, das ist Akkusativ. Also zum Beispiel, wie unser Beispiel, dieser Dialog, das erste Dialog neben dem Fenster. Neben dem Fenster. Okay, and then then we have, so here in Beispiel, I have an appointment with the doctor tomorrow afternoon. Okay, so appointment is der Termin. Who can translate for us this sentence in German? Rabongo, you want to go?
Which sentence?
I have an appointment with the doctor tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, ich habe einen Termin mit der Arzt am Morgen.
Mhm.
Ich habe einen Termin mit der Arzt. A lot of time comes, okay. Afternoon, Mittag am Morgen.
Okay. Karin, tomorrow.
Almost the same thing. Ich habe einen Termin mit einem Arzt am Mittagmorgen.
Okay. Chris? Chris noch wieder mit uns. Okay, dann James Mwangi. Okay. What did you learn about ich habe? Okay. Whenever you use the word have, to have, I have. Makes your, it automatically places your object in the direct case, which is accusative. So which would mean ich habe einen Termin. Okay. Ich habe einen Termin. And here, try not to translate directly with the doctor, same as I work with the bank, so it's by. Ich habe einen Termin bei. Einem Arzt morgen Nachmittag. Additionally, in German, what happens is whenever you have a time phrase, it's a time phrase that begins a sentence, that comes at the beginning of the sentence. So it's a time phrase that opens a sentence. that comes in the first place, that takes the first slot. Remember when you talked about the slots? So it's a time phrase that takes the first slot in the sentence. It opens a sentence. So that will be Morgen Nachmittag habe ich einen Termin beim Arzt. Morgen Nachmittag habe ich einen Termin beim Arzt. And yeah, so here the two, there are these sentences. I'm in school, okay, which means I'm already there. I'm not moving, and I'm going to school, which means this movement. I'm moving from home. I'm going to, which is point A. I'm going to school, which is point B. So the sentence would be different. Ich bin in der Schule. You can say ich bin schon in der Schule. And ich gehe in die Schule. So ich gehe in die Schule, which means I'm going to the school. I'm going to school. I'm moving from point A to point B. But yeah, ich bin schon in der Schule. So that's why you normally say ich bin schon im Unterricht. Ich bin schon in dem Unterricht. So ich bin schon im Unterricht. I'm already in class. Which means you're not moving. You're already there, you're stationary. So you're using in dem Unterricht. Okay, but if you're saying, if you're going to the class, which means moving from point A to point B, of course, these days doesn't have to be physical movement. You say, ich gehe in die Schule. So that's one example of how to use the Wechselpräpositionen. Okay, so also here I'd like us to take three prepositions and make sentences using the three, but now you have 6 sentences. One of them will be in the accusative case, one of them will be in the dative case. Okay, it can be the same sentence, but one of them is in the dative, one of them is in the accusative. So the only thing you have to remember here is there movement or is there no movement? So if there's no movement, then that's the dative. If there's movement, then that's accusative. So just pick any 3, and then we'll talk about that tomorrow. One of the first things. Okay, dann. Wir haben mit Dativ oder Akkusativ. So, wir haben legen oder liegen. Legen in Akkusativ. Liegen, Dativ. Legen is to put something. Liegen is the thing is lying. So ein Beispiel, das Buch liegt auf dem Tisch oder ich lege das Buch auf den Tisch. So ich lege das Buch, there's an action, there's a movement from me, I'm putting it, okay, there's that movement, that action. Das Buch liegt auf dem Tisch. The book is already there, it's not stationary. Okay. Then stellen, accusative, stehen, dative. Stellen is to stick something or to insert something somewhere. So stehen is, it's there already. Hängen, accusative, hängen in dative. Stecken, accusative, stecken, also in dative, doesn't change. Then sitzen, yeah, sometimes you find this written as sich, sitzen, which means it's a reflexive verb. That's plus accusative, then setzen, you already seated. That's plus dative. So tomorrow we'll start with the prepositions with the dative case, the Wechselpräpositionen, then Verben mit Dativ oder Akkusativ. And then we'll cover this in detail. And then we'll also cover the text, which we had like, which we already have. Okay, the site is shown for buy. Chairman Frage.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter.
You said in a previous example, when you have habe, you put it next after the time. Like in my case, I had ich habe morgen Nachmittag einen Termin. So you said you should put habe next after the time first.
So the time comes first. So your sentence is ich habe am Morgen Nachmittag einen Termin.
Yeah.
Einen Termin. Okay. So here your sentence will be, we start with Morgen Nachmittag habe ich. So it will not be ich habe. It will be habe ich. Because the second slot, because it's the second place is usually for the verb. Okay. The second place is usually for the verb, not for the subject. So then that would be habe ich. So morgen Nachmittag habe ich einen Termin beim Arzt.
Does that apply for all the verbs?
Yes. So anytime you have a time phrase and it starts a sentence, then you start your next word after the time phrase, after the time phrase, which is a slot. After the slot for the time phrase, it will be the verb and then the subject.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vielen Dank.
Okay, Vita.
Excuse to on the same question, like whenever you said whenever we have a time phrase, the second position should be occupied by the verb. So what about if we have like two verbs? Maybe we have a modal verb and a main verb. So are we going to start with the modal verb and then we end with the main verb, or are going to start with the main verb and ends with the modal verb at the end of the sentence?
Okay, could you give me an example? Okay, or you can still say, okay, let's use the same sentence and then we introduce a modal verb. So morgen Nachmittag kann ich einen Termin beim Arzt haben. So it's a conjugated verb that comes in the second place. So here, normally, whenever you have a modal verb, you conjugate the modal verb. And then the second verb comes in the infinitive at the end. So that still stays the same. Yeah. So morgen Nachmittag kann ich einen Termin beim Arzt haben.
Okay.
Or if you use the word möchten, morgen Nachmittag möchte ich einen Termin beim Arzt haben.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Lucy Overa says she can't hear. Okay. Any other question? Gibt es noch Frage? Okay, ja, so wenn es keine Frage gibt, dann vielen Dank, dass ihr dabei war. Dann wir treffen uns am Morgen. Ja, bitte mag die Hausaufgabe. Bitte mag die Hausaufgaben. Das ist ganz, ganz wichtig. Ja, das ist ganz wichtig. Ja, ja, vielen Dank und
excuse me, yesterday, I don't know, it's just not yesterday, but on Friday. Yeah, on Friday. You told us to differentiate niche and kind. So maybe you can help us on that.
Yeah. Okay, so niche and kind. So who can quickly help us with this before I jump in? Anyone who did that? Who did that assignment?
Nicht,
Yeah.
nicht is used with verbs. Majorly it means not and or don't. Kein is used with nouns, which to mean no.
Okay, danke. Yeah, that's so kein you'd use it with a noun, and nicht you'd use it as an adverb or use it with verbs. So that's the major difference. So the major difference is kein is always used with a noun.
Also, I found something. They're saying that you can use kein with the definite articles, nouns with definite articles, and in it you can also use with indefinite articles, nouns with indefinite articles.
Yeah, that's stimmt. You can use kein with the definite articles like keiner, keine, keins. That's, yeah, ich habe keins. So instead of saying ich habe kein Geld, you can say yeah, ich habe keins. So which is just das Geld. And then for the nicht, you can use this with the indefinite article. That's still possible, because normally indefinite articles also tend to lead more towards adverbs than much more than the definite article. Yeah. Okay. Ja, vielen Dank, Felix und Felix Rabong und Willy Munene. Okay. Yes, I hope all of the others did the assignment, and not just Felix Rabong and Willy Munene. So for this other assignment, please let's all of us let us do this assignment. Okay. Yeah, try not to ask and try not to do it in a rush, like it's 7:50. That's when we are trying to get time to finish all this work, and then it gets to 8 and you've not done anything or you've not finished anything. Okay, die Zeit ist schon vorbei. Ich muss weg. Wir treffen uns morgen 8 Uhr. Ja, tschüss und gute Nacht.
Auf Wiedersehen, gute Nacht.
Okay, auf Wiedersehen, bis gleich.
Bis morgen.
Bis morgen.
Bis dann. Unajua msa alikuwa na explain story ingine hapo hivyo alikuwa ametupea on Friday. So ukiniangelesha nilikuwa nasikiza. Can distract. The difference between nicht and kein.